system got so easy for me. We were getting so much airplay, and I had figured out who I was and what I did, that I'd write an album and I would tell the promotion staff, here's your 4 singles, go work them.
Are you kind of at that point of your career now?
Yeah, I feel like we've been there for a while. I remember it first happening with the My Kind of Party album, because I went in, I don't think we played any songs for the label at all. I think my producer and I think we just went in and cut that whole album. And then when it was done, we were just like, here's your record. And it didn't sit too well with everybody at the label at first. And, but that album ended up doing so well that I think it kind of gave me a little more street cred with the label. And from that point on, it was just like, same kind of thing. We go make the albums. I'm like, here's the singles. Here's the first one, second one. I don't really know what the third and fourth are going to be yet, but, here's these. And so, yeah, I mean, as an artist, you hope to get to that point to where, you get to be an artist. You don't have your project, no offense, but like being A&R to death, because you got, I don't personally like playing my songs for the label before we cut them, because everybody's going to have a different opinion. This person's going to like that song. This person's going to like a different song. And everybody's going to have different opinions of what the singles are. And then that kind of gets in my head a little bit, where I'm like, this is what I want to do. This is what I hear. Now, let's go with that, and that way I'm not having a lot of different input going on. And so I think as an artist, you want to reach that point to where, you get to be an artist. You get to be creative, go do your thing, and not, it's like you working on a piece of art and somebody going, oh, we'll take that piece away. And, oh, maybe move that here. And it's just like, it constantly to where it just, like, it drives me crazy. So I got to a point where I couldn't do that. And so now it's exactly like that. And I think that's where everybody hopes to be.
Have you ever had a song that created such controversies? Try that in a small town, or is that the most controversial?
I definitely think it's the most controversial. I think the only other one that would even kind of be close would be Dirt Road Anthem a little bit, because I remember when that came out, it was, a little bit of hip hop, whatever, and you had your traditionalist in country music that hated that song. It's like, oh, this is ruining country music and all this stuff. And then you had other, the flip side of that was like, it was unlike anything they'd heard. So it was just like this double-sided coin, and so that was the only other one that I remember stirring like a little bit of the pot, but nothing like what happened with this song.
Do you sometimes feel misunderstood?
I don't necessarily feel like I'm misunderstood. I feel like if you know me, and if you get where I'm coming from, you know exactly where I'm coming from. I think a lot of times in the media, social media, they like to change the narrative around to make it, if this news channel doesn't like who you are and what you stand for, and they just like to twist stuff around to make it sound like something it's not. And I see that all the time, when it happens. And I'm not the kind of guy that's going to run out there every time and go, no, that's not what I said. Hold on. It's just like, man, if you get what I'm saying, you get it. If you don't want to see it, you're not going to see it. And, at that point, I'm not going to waste my time trying to get you to understand it.
And when that happened, you put one message on social media, and that was you kind of left it alone.
Yeah, that's the way I do. I'll address it once. I'll say my piece. You can do with that what you want, but it's just, I just feel like it's the old thing. If you know, you know. Like, if you know what I'm saying, you get it, you understand, you feel the same way. If you don't, you're probably never going to get it. You're probably never going to be, trying to see my point of view. So what's the point?
When you sing Mamas Don't Let Your Boys Be Country, I couldn't help but think about Mamas Don't Let Your Babies Grow Up to Be Cowboys. Yeah. Is there like an interpolation or something there?
I definitely think there's a play on words there. I didn't write that song, so I don't know what their mindset was for that. But I felt like for me it was kind of a fitting song right now, especially, I got a 5-year-old little boy that is growing up in a crazy world right now, and it's like, man, just let them be kids, let them be little, let them go play and do all the things they're supposed to do and figure things out for themselves. And don't little boys grow up to be men that are supposed to get married and take care of their family and be providers, and like, you gotta, as parents, you gotta grow, raise them to be that. And so to me, it was just, a song that kind of hit home for me when it comes to him, thinking about him being little and what's in store for him later. So
Is the Aldean family complete? Am I even allowed to ask that?
Oh, it is complete, my man. Yeah, there is. Yeah, I always tell my wife, I'm like, if you have another baby, it's going to be with a different husband. I am out of the game. I'm out of the game. No, we have a great family. My 2 older daughters, and then we got me and Britt and I have the 2 little ones, and so it's complete. It's great, and got that, and 2 dogs and some fish, and we're good. House is full.
Speaking of houses, are you guys at that same house you spent all the time building here in Tennessee, or did you sell that?
No, we still got it.
Okay.
I think there was a while back. We ended up buying this little place on a golf course to be part of this, so I could go play golf and do all this kind of stuff. And it's here in town, but so we ended up buying this house, and I think people thought that we sold our main house to do that.
Clear up the thing here. Okay.
Yeah, so we still have our main house, and we just like real estate, man. We like buying things and using them for a few years, enjoying them, and then we'll sell them and kind of do. We always say like we do stuff for this season of our life. Like while we're in the mood, it's like, hey, let's go do this, and we'll go do that for a while, then we'll sell it, and go do something else for a while. So, but we do a lot of like real estate investment type stuff, and so that we're constantly, doing things like that.
So is there like an Aldean flipping business?
Not a business. I mean, we get it with the intention of right now we want to do this, and we plan to use it for a while, and then after a while, some places we keep, that we really are into, and then other places we're like, maybe we're not using that as much. Maybe let's sell that and do something over here. And so we, just kind of play that game a little bit.
Where do you keep all the keys to all your houses and all your cars?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I really only have like 2 cars that I drive all the time.
There was a comma there that I drive all the time.
Well, when you got but when you got multiple houses, you have to keep cars at those houses. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
like I can't go to my house in Florida and not have a car to drive. So I have to have a car down there. But I rarely drive it, so I don't really count that.
There's probably a golf cart in Florida. Like, is there like an Aldean key ring somewhere?
No, it's actually kind of annoying when you go into our mud room, like where all of our keys are. It's like you're digging through to find yours, and it's kind of annoying actually.
Who has the nicest house in country music? Like, is there anyone other than yourself where you walk in and you're like, damn?
I'm trying to think of whose places we've been to. I've been to Luke's house. Luke's got a great place out there, big farm, kind of antebellum style house, and really cool spot. Who else? I don't know. Nobody invites me to their house, man. They either don't invite me to their house, or they like, they're still living in the same house they lived in, when they got their deal. Or whatever.
Living with their parents.
Yeah. I think Cole Swindell lived in a apartment above a garage forever.
Really?
Yes, I think he was over there forever.
Like after a couple hits?
Oh yeah, like well after a couple hits.